Now we're going to briefly talk about the transit app. So the transit app is similar to Google Maps. Again, all of this, I added this to all of the workshops just in case people need information about Zoom, the information about mobility for all, and the information about the ambassador program, thinking about teaching this to the public. We want them to know who we are and the importance of the ambassador program and how they can connect with people. This is a workshop series. Obviously, we're going to be talking about the transit app now. And I have this introduction to the apps, mostly for Uber and Lyft, with the smartphone differences, with the privacy information, and also the safety and public health information. So that continues to be the same, so that there's consistency amongst the different workshops. Now the workshop presentation starts here, and similarly to the previous one, the importance of these workshops is for people to increase their confidence using this app, and then also connect the public with the ambassadors. Similarly to what we mentioned with the Google Maps app, and actually with all of the apps, there might be challenges when we ask people to download the app. So we just need to make sure that we know what kind of phone they're using, if they're going to need a password, or if sometimes people don't have enough storage, they might need to delete apps and so on. So in practice, this might be a specific step that takes a little bit longer than expected. Then the next one is, again, similar to the previous app, and I guess all of the apps, they need to know your location, which might be a little bit stressful for some people. So we need to go over, I'll update the privacy links so that people are aware of what are the privacy documents that each app has, which they should have. So we can just refer them to those documents so that they're a little bit more aware of what does it mean when an app is knowing your location, or when you're allowing them to know your location, even if it's just for a little bit of time. Yeah, usually I think, like I mentioned, allowing while using the app is a good in-between. So for that one, that's the one that we recommend. And the transit app works very similar to Google Maps. What will be the major difference, if anybody would like to comment? What's one of the major differences between Google Map and the transit app?
Well, the transit app is like focusing on the transportation. So it's telling you what buses are available at that location that you are or do you want to go.
Yes. So with the transit app, you don't get the driving option, and it's using the information from public transit agencies and ride-sharing companies that are close to where you live. So another question that I have for you is, can we use the transit app in a different city?
I thought you could.
Yeah.
Yeah. It has it, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so the transit app is available in many cities, and in the handout I have a paragraph that talks a little bit more about that. So every city that you go, if they have a transit system, it's probably part of the transit app database, so you can visualize it, and you should be able to buy tickets to for that specific transit agency through the app, which is good because sometimes when we travel, we don't really know how to get to places. So this app kind of like tells you all the information that you need to know related to transit and ride sharing in the area where you are located, which is why it's important for them to know where you are physically. So when you open the app, similarly to Google Maps, you have a search bar that's called the where to, and that is where you can add your destination to the map. And it's going also without you even searching for anything. When you open it, it's going to tell you the buses or any other type of transit that's close to where you live. So for example, I am very lucky to live where there's more than one bus line close to where I live. I have the 15, the 15L, and the 10 bus. So I have 3 options to get to Union Station, which feels like such a luxury. And it also tells you what time they're going to be stopping at the stop that's closest to where you live. But there's a lot of information here because I live in Denver. As you can see, there's also different dots close to my house. Does anybody know what those dots mean?
Are they stops?
No, they're no, the green and the pink dots. I wish I could zoom in. Maybe I can. Let's see. This one's. Those are bikes and scooters from Uber and Lyft, because those are part of the Uber and Lyft app, and they're also added here. But again, that's not going to show everywhere because not everywhere. Denver has those, but I don't know, like not everyone in Boulder County has access to those scooters.
Yes, it is
or bikes.
also showing in mine.
Yeah, in Boulder, yeah. I forget. I think, Sarah, you told me that in Longmont you don't have bikes or scooters? I don't think so.
Like in Boulder is even showing the bicycle bikes, not only the Uber or other bikes.
Yeah, in Boulder they don't have the scooters, I don't think, and also in Longmont they don't have the scooters or the bikes. I've never seen them.
I think the scooters in Boulder are really only like
line
on the east side of 28th Street because they're doing like a test run to see how they work. Well, they
that makes sense.
Yeah.
A scooter out in Gun Barrel.
Just randomly.
I lost one.
in Gun Barrel.
From
sidewalk.
Denver to Gun Barrel.
Really weird, actually.
That's funny. So yeah, so that's kind of like the powerful thing about the transit app, that you don't only have the information about the fixed routes, but you also have the information about the, depending on where you live, on Uber, Lyft, bikes, scooters. In this case, Adriana mentioned the B-cycle, and I wonder if they also have car share. That'll be good. Maybe that's another question I can add.
It's also showing the bike and ride shelters.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Thanks for letting us know, Adriana. That's cool. Okay, so similar to Google Maps, you can choose the destination you wanted to go, and you can either say, I want to leave now, or I want to leave at a certain time, or I want to arrive by a certain time. So you have different options. For example, to get from my house to Pearl Street Mall, I need to take a bus and then the Flatiron Flyer. So it has the symbol, which I think is cool, has different colors for the different buses. And it tells me when I need to go, how much I need to walk. And if I didn't want to take the bus, it gives me other options. It tells me how much it will cost with Lyft and how long it will take me. And I think you can also, there's more options depending on where you live. Like if, for example, I think if I kept scrolling here, I could also do like an e-bike and the train to get to Union Station. Once you've selected one, you can swipe up from the bottom to the top of the screen to see the route details. So if I chose this one, I want to take the 15 bus and then the Flatiron Flyer, and I say give me more, I ask for more details. I do that by swiping up, and it will tell me how many minutes I'll need to walk, how many stops before I need to get off, and if I want to buy tickets through the app, because they know that I'll be using RTD. Again, a person obviously needs to have the RTD app downloaded, and they'll need to have an account to be able to use that feature of the transit. You can also enable the Go feature, which is here, the Go one, and it will tell you little by little, like step by step, where to go. Oh, I wonder why this is. Oh, okay, this is the other way around. So this is enable Go actually goes here. And then this is here. Okay. So enable Go, if you click on it, it will tell you step by step. And even if you have your screen locked, you will still see kind of like this bar that tells you where you are and how long it takes you to get there. Now, one of the disadvantages of the Go feature is that it consumes a lot of your battery. So if somebody wants to use this and they're doing a very long trip, it might be a good idea to let them know that they might need a portable charger, or they might want to do it just for a portion of the trip so that they don't consume the whole battery on their phone. Mm-hmm. And then lastly, similarly to Google Maps, you can choose to request a Lyft or an Uber depending on where you live. And you can select that option. It will map the route, and then you can just select request Lyft to open the app. And again, you must have that app downloaded in your account to use that feature. Same thing with RTD, like I mentioned. You can buy the tickets through RTD, and it will give you this menu depending on what you want to buy. You can do the 3-hour pass, the day pass, the monthly pass. Sarah, you can even do Access-a-Ride. You can even buy your Access-a-Ride here.
Yeah, I've done it before.
Yeah, as you can see, it's here. And once you chose your type of pass, you can choose the fare type to pay. So you can do full fare.
Have we got to a point that we can put Access-a-Ride credits on our app?
On the RTD app?
Yeah, that our credits can go on for Access-a-Ride.
Yeah, we can put like, we can put it on. Yeah. Is that the question? Sorry.
Yeah, can we use our credits to do Access-a-Ride?
Oh, the credits that we give. Okay, the credits that we give to ambassadors. Yeah. Is that what you're talking, Lisa? I know that we give RTD passes too, but I don't know if we also. I'm gonna ask Angel and see if we can provide RTD Access-a-Ride.
Jennifer might know.
Yeah, I mean, I usually get Access-a-Ride tickets loaded on my phone every month.
Oh, okay.
I'm from DLN, so I mean, we can, if you need that, let us know. It is possible.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks, Jen.
Up first. Or I can use them anyways, but.
Oh, but it's good to know. So
Yeah.
thanks for your question. Yeah. And then that's it. And then we will move to the demonstration. And then if this is a successful workshop, we will give credits to people. And then we have our contact information with the Mobility for All Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and I need to add the Twitter account too, which we also have.
Oh.
So, yeah.
So here's a question. If people don't do the survey, so we can't give them the credits, do we ever follow up with them?
Yeah, that's a good question. So that's another thing that, or another comment that's been brought up, and how do we best follow up with people, and how can we make it easier for ambassadors to share the post-workshop survey? So what we're gonna do is have a QR code for people to use their phones and read the QR code so that they can have access to the post workshop survey easier, and we can get their information on the spot without them having to wait until we email them the survey, and then they don't know if they do it at the moment when we're with them. It's more likely that we receive their information.
Okay, but you may have to teach them how to scan a QR code.
Yes.
Okay.
Hopefully, if everybody, because we're going to be talking about, smartphones and technology, they all bring their phone, and then we can let them know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do use the QR codes, and more people is getting comfortable using them, but I also see that there are some phones that are still kind of struggling to open the QR code, and so I don't know, maybe for the in-person, we should have like a printed copies in case.
Right. Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, that's a good idea. Having printed. Oh, sorry, Sarah.
Oh, sorry.
Print the QR code in the information we give them.
I think you have to turn it on in your iPhone settings. I think you have to turn it on to recognize a QR code with the camera. Because I had to do that because I was confused, mine wasn't working for.
Oh, okay.
That's a good point to bring up.
Yeah. So then it's a good idea to have either printed copies, or the other thing we can do is that if somebody's teaching the workshop and we have another ambassador or staff, when people are checking in and adding their emails to the signing spreadsheet, we can have somebody quickly adding those emails to our, I don't know, to a spreadsheet, and then email people right away after the workshop so that they can have access to the survey. Or have them printed out. So yeah. Okay, so these were 2 workshops. This is the first and last time that we have 2 workshops in one week.
Yay!
I don't have I'm gonna pause the recording. So yeah, I hope this was helpful. I will be following up, and I'll add a few things that I think I still need to add to these presentations, give them to you, and then also share the handouts that are basically the same thing as the PowerPoint slides, so that you can have them and start just getting more familiar with them. And I'll also share this recording with everybody so that people who weren't able to attend can see that. And then also for you, as we are preparing to teach this once in person, you can go back and review if you need to. So thank you so much.
Thanks.